Okay, so I guess we have an update to the James Harden situation. He's not getting traded. The 76ers have ended trade talks on guard James Harden. That's coming from Woj. The only team mentioned was the Clippers, and I mean, okay. And I think from Philly's perspective, the front office, Daryl Morey's perspective, all that, it's got to be pretty obvious. This is the best shot in their eyes of them winning a championship, you know? And when you try to imagine what the Clippers would have been even comfortable with offering, whether we know what they actually would have wanted to offer or not, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. But of course, now the question just comes back to how does Harden feel about this and how does it affect the chemistry of everything here on and off the court and all that stuff. I mean, if James Harden and Joel Embiid are on good terms, then there is a world in which this doesn't actually make much of a difference. But these are people we're dealing with, and so you can't completely erase this stuff. I mean, the most recent example of something similar to this was when KD requested the trade from the Nets in the offseason. Didn't happen. We come back, and things were going pretty okay there for a stretch, once like Steve Nash was gone and all that. Which, okay, even then, KD made it clear how he felt about, Steve Nash and all that. But within the blink of an eye, KD was on the Suns. And so is it possible that could be happening with Harden if we fast forward to trade deadline, whatever? I mean, I don't know, man. But now, Woj's exact wording in the thing was the Sixers are going to take it to training camp and all that stuff. And we do know that Harden, when he wanted out of Houston, well, he didn't even show up for the early part of training camp, as we all know. He eventually was playing in the regular season and stuff, so okay. But he certainly didn't make it the most seamless process. And so some of this is going to be on Harden. And just, whether you want to be traded deep down or whatever, like, you are still on the team. You are being paid to play for the Philadelphia 76ers. And so I would hope that he does that. For whatever reason, I do think about like the Carmelo Anthony Nuggets, the last days way back in the day with that, where it was clear he wanted to go to the Knicks and the trade stuff was out there and everything. And the vibes were clearly like never great on that Nuggets team. This is, of course, a different situation, but it's within the same ballpark, unless it's not, in which case, my bad for bringing it up. And so we'll just see. I mean, now as far as the team, look, I mean, I've said enough about the Nick Nurse thing with this team and how between, just the way Nick Nurse likes to do it and the way Philly has done it and just the clashing of those styles and what ends up happening. Because Nick Nurse, look, he's all about attacking the offensive glass, having a more aggressive defense. I think it's possible that he could encourage these guys to pick up the pace at least a little bit because they have been a pretty slow team. But of course, Harden and Embiid, the pick and roll, very methodical, all that stuff. And also very effective. The Celtics were able to game plan for it eventually, but okay, it was effective most of the time. And like I've also said, I'm interested to see how Nick Nurse can sort of like blend all the different styles together between like, yeah, sure, Harden and Embiid pick and roll, but also like incorporating Maxey or just random cuts as Embiid is posting up, or just bringing a new element to this team's offense, making them less predictable while still having the Embiid Harden two-man game to back on. So, okay, cool. I guess for Philly's sake, the fact that I can focus a little more on that and less so on what the hell is going to happen with James Harden, that's nice, but again, like, we're going to have to see just the vibes and the chemistry and all that nice stuff, and we're going to see it in an Eastern Conference that still remains pretty damn competitive. Harden also just now has a 1-year deal in the Sixers, so okay, take that for whatever you will. If we want to do like a big picture look at Philly right now, with the biggest one, of course, being just how does Joel Embiid feel about all of this, is that, look, after this upcoming season, and, this upcoming season is massive for Philly, of course, and many things can happen, and who the hell knows what next offseason looks for them, but there is a world in which next offseason, it's Tyrese Maxey on a big contract because they're going to extend him, obviously. He's on a rookie contract right now. He's going to get a big payday soon here. They're going to have Joel under contract, of course. And as of right now, James Harden is on a 1-year deal. That is all we know. And then after that, like, a lot of their guys are off the books, right? As far as who's coming back and all that, I don't know. I mean, Tobias, yeah, we all know the Tobias contract situation, but like Tobias has been cool. And as far as their pick situation, they actually do have this upcoming year's pick, but then they've got like a protected pick going to the Thunder most likely. And, well, I don't know. They certainly are going to get like a little bit more flexibility in the future here, but it's not a whole lot in terms of making moves. So I guess, I don't know. Nick Nurse better really hit for these guys in this Harden situation. Again, I don't know, dude, but that's for right now. They ain't trading them.